Barbie, yeah, I've left the tea bag in the cup, Barbie. I'll speak to you later. Hi guys, Nathan at Final Plumbing Heating here. We're just going to carry out the strip out of an electric shower today. Basic principles of an electric shower, all work the same. With an electric point inside of them, a cold main, and the way it works, cold water comes in, gets warmed up by the electric through the heat exchanger, comes through your hose, through your head, and you can lather your body. So we're just disconnecting the shower now. We have electrical isolated it. I'll quickly put it outside the shower. We have isolated it through the pull cord, but we'll take it downstairs now, show you how we isolate the water and the electric supply at the RCB control board. As from upstairs, save isolation, we're going to get the water turned off now, turn off at the electric control board. So we're going to whip the panel down. Luckily for this one that we're working in here, everything is labelled up because it's a fairly relative new build, so we're looking for shower. Struggling to find it. Oh, there she is. So we'll knock that off, but we'll also knock the pull switch upstairs and then carry out an electrical test. Pop under the sink. We're going to isolate the water to full property. 9 out of 10 times in most properties, the stop tap is underneath the sink. This one's condensing quite a bit because it's cold outside and it's warm in the cupboard, so we'll give that a dry up and just check it. Again, when we come back to this stop tap, the gland nut are pretty prone to leaking from here, so when we do turn the water back on, we always advise just give them a little nip up there and it'll stop them weeping. We're just going to carry out our safe procedures to prove that the electrical has been isolated correctly. So again, £10 bit of kit from Screwfix works well for us. Turn it on, continuity multimeter tester. Prove we've got continuity. You can see here we've got continuity working here. Now what we've got here, we've got an electric socket that we know is 100% live and there's 240 volts going down this. So I'm literally just going to test across my live and my neutral. And if we look at the reading here, we've got 240 volts. So that is my proof that my electrical tester is working. So now we've proven that these testers are working, we're going to test the shower unit now that everything is isolated. So we'll go across again the live and the neutral. We've got no voltage there. Continuity testers are working. So this is now safe to strip out and start work. So what you can do with these showers here, they've got a seal built inside. Usually they have about 4 screws, so 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom with this one. You never know what you're going to find behind these. Oh, she's a beauty. So now we've got the shower exposed. Lights, camera, action. See the basic principles of how the shower works. Like I say, the water comes in through here, goes through this solenoid valve. When we turn power onto the shower, so this will actually be energised closed when the shower's turned off. When we turn the shower on and put power towards it, something see it in my mat. When we put power towards this solenoid, it allows water to flow through and it goes through this control valve, and this is what controls the heat to the shower, because what it does, it restricts the flow rate. So the less the flow, the slower the water goes through the heat exchanger, gets warmed up by this electrical coil here, comes back out through your hose. The more water will let flow through the shower, the colder it will be. So very, very simple principle. We slow the water down, it gets hotter, increase the flow rate, it gets colder. Look in here, it's an 8.5 kilowatt shower. Now we'll replace this with an 8.5 kilowatt shower. If you are doing a shower like for like swap, always make sure you're at the same kilowatt rating or less. Because if we was to put a 10.5 kilowatt shower in here, if the cable is not correctly sized, what could happen is, with the draw ampage of the power being drawn from the cable could potentially melt and create a fire hazard. So always make sure you look at the kilowatt rating for the shower. We now know that the shower is electronically isolated. So we've isolated the water. Pretty simple procedure this. Luckily, we're in a 3-story house. The shower is at the top, stop tap is at the bottom. So what we've done, we've opened the taps on the kitchen sink, and this is going to act like a cup, basically. When we crack this nut on the shower here, all the water will drain down through the pipework in the house, downstairs at the kitchen sink. We've instructed the customer, this is normal, not to put a plug in, because we don't want a flood, because we don't have no plumbers on site. So we're going to get underway, take electric, taking the water out now. What I tend to do with these electrical connector blocks is, to keep these wires intact on working on the unit being taken out, I will disconnect the top entry points from the shower. So we'll undo all of these now. So I can disconnect one by one. And what we found now is, if for whatever reason, which it shouldn't because we've isolated the switch downstairs, the pull cord up here, these are still safely connected while we can strip the shower and work out on the unit. So we'll get underway, strip the electrical side on this, the water side should I say, confusing there. Right then, so just need to find the screws that I've attached it to the wall with. Again, depends, we do tend to have a drill to hand, but with this one we just bought the tool bag in, so we're just old school today. You see the shower's coming away from the wall now. So we've disconnected our screw, so we should be able to pull. Just showing it out nice and simple. Oh, to be fair, looks good. Just a little bit of dead water there, and that is a shower disconnected electronically safely with the water. And you can see here, we've left these connected, so if anything was to happen or it come live, which it shouldn't, they're still safe. Don't forget to check out our next video, how to install a new electric shower. And don't forget Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, like and subscribe and leave a comment.